Yo guys, it's me, Mondo Mantra, and today I'm going to do a G4 tutorial. Okay, mouse, thank you for flinging off my desk. I feel like one of my Zoom professors right now, okay guys, so try not to be disruptive in class. Please make sure to mute your mics and turn your cams on because you're going to get graded for this. It's going to be on the final exam. So, dingistry and dumb jokes aside, what am I going to talk about with G4? So you might have watched World Record, or you might have just watched a stream and you're like, oh, they do it so fast, how do I do it this way? Or maybe you're a complete beginner and you're just like, oh, I don't know what the hell is going on, you know, like I don't know like what this knife business is and whatever. So I'm gonna cover two strats. I would say the first strat is like intermediate beginner. I think my philosophy in this game is you should just kind of try to, like, you got to take a leap with this game. Like you kind of just have to learn. I wouldn't say learn the hard way, but there's really not many backups, but this strat is the first strat I'm going to cover, I think, is the closest to I guess like a beginner friendly strat. I mean, you could do this fight with 2 grenades, but I don't recommend it because Clear's route is very low on grenades, so I just don't think it's a good idea to get in the habit of picking up an extra grenade. When, like, if you pick up an extra grenade, it increases your DA, like, to G3 and stuff. Anyway, too complicated. What I'm saying is I'm not covering a very, very easy strat. I'm covering a strat that you're going to have to practice, but this is going to make knife kill way easier. You might be wondering, what is knife kill anyway? So, let me just show you my beginner strat first. So, you're essentially, like, the fight, like, I'll just talk about the fight briefly, like, you know, you're minigunning G4 here. This is the beginner strat, by the way. You throw a nade to knock him on the ground, you knife him, and you knife him. And then you wait, time your Knifeslash, and bam. You see how he dies like this? This is what is called a knife kill. When he starts to, all of his eyes pop and he starts to shake around violently. And this is the state where, when he's in this state, it pretty much just means the fight's over. All I have to do is just minigun for a while and then he's dead. Right, so pretty standard stuff. But let me show you an example of like what it looks like to like not get knife kill. You saw a bit of a spoiler right there, but here, look. You drop it. This is probably what your fight's gonna look like at first. He starts spinning around, and then you have to minigun him, and then he starts doing this. So, this is the difference between like dropping it like this and doing it like. Sorry, I'm doing this with like a video software thing. And this is about 5 seconds, 5 to 6 seconds. So it's really important. And then, for example, the difference between this. Wait, let me just show you the whole sequence. So the difference, like, he's getting up, right? The difference between this fight and the difference between this fight, where he dies instantly after getting up, that's about 2 seconds as well. So I'll be covering 2 different strats. Just wanted to show it off real quick. So I'm going to talk about the free knife kill strat. This is the way you're gonna save like a free, like, I wouldn't say it's free because you're gonna have to practice this, but okay, so I'll just show this off again. So this is my beginner strat. If you don't care about the free knife kill and you want to learn super knife kill, like you're going for sub 49 or something, you're going for record, or maybe you're Curtis and you need my tutorial Sorry, my throat's a little bit clogged. You can skip, and I'll leave a time code to the super knife kill strat, which I prefer that strat, but this strat I came up with like months ago, and I realized it's really easy, so might as well just share it, because it's better than like a 2-nade like super like diaper strat that you don't need to learn. Just learn either this one, and if you want to get even farther with your progression, learn the other one. So let me cover this. I'll show you, and then I'll break it down. So this is the beginner strat. The difference is you minigun here way longer than the other strat. It's pretty much the big difference. So yeah, the minigun here, try to get as many eyes as you can, and then after he steps forward twice, you start to bring the knife out, and then you time the Knifeslash. Throw the nade at a specific time, I'll explain later. And then you just knife him here. And then you wait until like a certain audio cue, and then you knife him. And then he falls down like this, you minigun him. This is important too, but I'll explain this in a little bit as well. That was shitty minigunning. Okay, we're not going to talk about that. Wait, I accidentally closed the video. So, well, let me just break this down real quick. So he falls down, and I can tell you right away that his eyes aren't really available yet. You can already tell. Like, I think his eyes become available like now. Like starting off like now. Yeah. So you wanna, I always aim for like the top row, and then I go down to like the bottom row as he's rearing for the jump. Because essentially, like, if you see when he ducks like this, the only like his top 2 rows are available. So this is a damage optimization. G4 is all about damage optimization, by the way. If you're not getting these knife kills or super knife kills, it essentially means you failed at a certain spot to deal optimal damage. And by optimal, I don't mean perfect. I mean like optimized within human ability, right? Like you could probably have a perfect like whatever fight, like who cares, but this fight is already capped by the fact that it can only be killed in a standing state, and you really just, if you can get the super, that's like pretty much the fastest way you can kill him as far as we know right now. So I wouldn't worry about it being perfect. It's all about making sure you get most of the damage you need. So yeah, this is the first damage optimization, where you're just trying to aim for like the top 2 rows of eyes, because I think of G4 as like 3 rows of eyes. Like there's a top row, it's hard to show in this angle, but there's like essentially, sorry, this is important because this is the way I like to look at the fight, is G4 has 4 rows of the 3 rows of eyes. There's like a top, there's a middle, and there's a bottom. This is not the best angle to show this. Maybe like here. There's so many effects, so it's even like harder to see. So yeah, there's like a top, a middle, and a bottom. These are where the eyes are supposed to be, but because I'm doing this decent enough, they're not showing up. So yeah, top, middle, bottom. And this is important because I use this idea here, where I know like his eyes aren't ready yet, but I try to prepare shooting for these top 2 rows, and then the bottom near the end, so that when he rears for the jump, I can hit the top in the middle. For a fact you can hit the top. I'm not sure about the middle, but that's why I aim for them, because by the time the eyes respawn, because the eyes are constantly respawning, they take about like 2 seconds or 3 seconds to respawn, so you want to aim for them first so that you can break them a second or third time here, right? And then I also try to aim, I try to aim for like below him here, so that I can try to break some eyes while he's mid-air, while also walking backwards so he doesn't land on you. If he lands on you and you get staggered backwards, it's pretty much a great way for the run to be, I would say, over. I mean, there's really nothing you can do. I mean, if he hits you, you want to make sure you're not too close. If you get a hit, it's over. Like your run might just straight up be over. So you've got to make sure with this strat you can be all the way back towards the back wall. It doesn't really matter. Here I'm doing my regular movement for the other strat where I'm a bit closer. But this strat, it doesn't matter. You can just walk backwards towards the wall as he rears for the jump and be as far back as possible. So that shouldn't be a problem for you. So, yeah, sorry. Yeah, so I follow this 3-eye rule. Break the top 2 first, then the bottom row while he's rearing for the jump. I go for that. Then I aim. I try to hit a couple eyes while he's going like this. And so in this strat, you could be walking backwards now. I don't know if I am, but now I'm like just minigunning the randomize that are appearing. And then I'm timing a Knifeslash here. So this Knifeslash is crucial. You cannot drop this. You can't do it too late. You can try to do it a bit early, but like once you just get the timing of it, it's just nice. So yeah, just look for the eyes and react to where they are, and try to break as many as you can. Because if you have bad minigunning here, it's kind of crappy. So let me show you when I time the Knifeslash here. So he takes a step forward, 2 steps forward, and then I think around that time I start to, you see I'm holding space for the knife, and then I bring out the knife, and then I time the knives. The nade and the Knifeslash complement each other. So keep this in mind, because whenever you Knifeslash, you also have to time your nade throw in reaction to the Knifeslash. But if your Knifeslash timing is consistent, this shouldn't matter to you. I mean, I practiced this shit like 10,000 plus times or something, like some crazy amount, right? So this is just like in my blood to time it properly. But I'm trying to help you with this timing that I've learned. So it's like 1, 2 steps forward, and then it might even be like, because the knife takes a while to come out because you're switching weapons. So I'm trying to see if I'm actually, yeah, pretty much at this, after like the 2nd step, I'm already trying to bring the knife out, and then oof, like that. In the positioning you want to be at, I think I kind of aim to be like in his center. And then I kind of like go towards his left a little bit. And I go for that meaty Knifeslash. And then I time, if your Knifeslash is too late, you're gonna have to time the nade differently than I do here. But after the sparks fly off the wall, that's when I throw the nade. And then there's visual cues on this fight that are very, very helpful if you want to get better at this. But the most important one to understand is if you see eyes here when he falls down. If he's got eyes here, here, it means your nade was bad. And no, not the positioning of the nade, because the nade AoE is forgiving. It's the timing that matters, and that's why the timing of this Knifeslash matters. And these, by the way, these fundamentals apply to the super knife kill strat as well. So this is pretty much, these aspects are pretty much all the same. It's just when you're dealing damage. So yeah, no eyes here, which is good. So yes, like once again, just try to get this Knifeslash timing solid. 2, time it, bam, beautiful sparks. There, the nade, turn around. Oh, I closed it by accident. So yeah, here, 1, 2, and then yeah, so this is also another timing. Yeah, I'm just like, shh, shh. And then I turn around. And this is a little bit of an optimization I do, which you don't really have to do. Where if you tap spacebar at the right time, you can do like this like knife turnaround, which is a bit faster. It's like a pseudo quick turn with the knife, where if you tap the knife button within the time before you put away the knife, you do like a quick turnaround with the knife. And then I knife here, in this strat you can knife here like as many times as you want until he gets up, and then you, okay, let me just show this again. So yeah, you do 2 Knifeslashes, and then you go around to his front, you want to just try to be near the stomach. Like, you want to be like, oh, I forgot to mention this. I'm so sorry. The positioning here matters a lot. You're standing between his leg and between his arm. So there's like a sector here. You see, here's his arm and here's his leg. You might be thinking, oh, can't I just go around to the front? Or like go like right here so it can turn around right in front of me? Nope, doesn't work. This is a positioning manipulation that I think I was the one that kind of figured out like way back in the day. I know it sounds so stupid to say, oh, look at what I did, but you know, this is important because this essentially makes the fight very consistent. Like, this positioning manip is consistent because you want to knife him like this. You don't want to go around to his front, otherwise he gets up away from the train towards the wall. You can't knife him and you're missing a ton of damage. So you have to just learn that there's this positioning manip that in this spot you want to be between his arm and between his leg. And I think you can also do it on the other side, but for now we're doing it from this side, okay? So, actually I think it's better to do it this way just for the sake of knife angle. Because the knife goes from left to right, and if you're on his right side, left to right is just weird, I don't know. So yeah, you want to just, this one is, sorry, I'm breaking this down way super like detailed, but yeah, you want to just, it's pretty much you're aiming for this top row here and then the bottom row, and then you turn around to like knife. When he starts to get up like that, you want to stop. If you knife too much, you're going to mess this up. So then there's an audio cue here. I time the Knifeslash on. Like right there is when my body's like, it's time to go when I hear that. Like that sound. And also just like the visual cue, but it's easier to react to audio cues for those of you that don't know. So if you want to be more like, get a stronger feeling in this fight, you might want to be paying super close attention to audio cues and visual cues as well. But like, he's like already committed to this angle, right? So you just have to like time it like now. You'll get the feeling of it over time, and he should be done here. And then you start to minigun him back and forth. I go like for this like back and forth, up and down thing, and then you kind of just go back and forth here. You want him to die within like 5 claws, I think. Let me see. So I count this based on claws. So you see how both of his claws are on the ground. So then it starts at this claw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6.5. It's pretty bad, but you want him to like. You're pretty much just trying to. Like, I don't think this is the best example of me doing this minigun fight. Like the minigunning here. I think I have a better example of the minigunning section here, but you pretty much just get the basic gist of it. I will cover the minigunning in more detail for the next strat, but these are pretty much the fundamentals of the fight. So let me just show the fight in real time. We've broken it down, but so yeah, here's the rows you learned about. Sorry, this is where the rows are important. Aim for the top 2 rows, then the bottom, and then you're aiming near this again. Mid-air eyes, while you're walking backwards towards the wall, just pick off any eyes you missed. And then bam, time that Knifeslash, and then time it at the sparks. If your Knifeslash is later than that, you're going to have to go for later nade throw. Do as many slashes as before he gets up like that. At the audio cue. And you minigun him down. And then that's pretty much the fight for you. I also forgot to mention that the minigun, when you're shooting it regularly, it goes upward. So, like, when it's not like a regular gun where if you shoot it, it's gonna like, I think actually maybe like every gun does this, like in a small way, but the gun goes upward after shooting. So like if you cannot hold aim, you gotta like constantly, like if you see my mouse in this, like I'm constantly like moving it downward because it's always going up, because the act of shooting is moving the gun upward. Like if you even like sorry, I'm bad at speaking. Like open up a save for G4 and hold aim, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. It'll just go upward. So you're trying to counteract this upward motion by going like I do like circular. I feel like mouse movement downward, just to like counteract that upward, so you can try to hit the eyes. It makes it a little less intuitive to shoot, but just thought that was important to mention. So I can go over the super knife kill strat now. So this strat, we're using the fundamentals from before. So we're using the row thing. If you just skip to the time code, you might want to go back and watch the free knife kill, but anyway, there's this strat. I'll show it in real time. And that's pretty much that. I'm not showing this minigunning because my minigunning here isn't that great, and in this strat too. I'll be showing it. I dropped a knife kill and I actually got the minigunning better there, so I'll show that when I talk about minigunning a bit more. So you might have noticed the difference in this fight over the other one, and it's pretty much like right here where you knife. You knife instead of holding the gun here. And here's the downside to this. It's harder because there's another window where it's harder to optimize damage. Because when you switch from weapons like this, you're losing damage. Like look, I've switched to a different weapon and now I've lost damage a little bit. I'm trying to do this like as optimally as possible. You don't want to switch too much. But yeah, the point is like the reason why this is better if you have better execution is the knife is better at breaking eyes than the minigun is. Knifing is the fastest way to break eyes, period. So yeah, I'll show you how to time this Knifeslash. I'm kind of walk backwards, making sure not to be too close. I even hold backwards sometimes while I'm shooting because I'm not sure. And then I start to go forward. Like, I think it's like at the crashing sound, I think that's when I start to move forward. My timing is so ingrained in my muscle memory, it's very hard for me to explain. Yeah, but it's like the boom. And then I kind of just like time my Knifeslash here, like, oh look at that, that's like the perfect, this is like the perfect angle. Oh man, I think all of them like broke, or most of them broke. That is just perfect. So yeah, this is going to be like the hardest thing to learn, but the rest of the fight is the same. You just have to minigun while walking backwards, do the 2 footstep rule with G4, and then you do go for the Knifeslash. And like that's the rest is pretty much the same, except for the ending knifing. That's gonna be different. But yeah, this timing of the Knifeslash is very tricky. I think it's like right before, or like right at these like sparks or something. Like once I know I'm far enough back, I start to go for it, which is such bad advice, but the way I do it in this video is perfect. Okay, let me just show this over and over, because the way I time this is perfect. And the angle's perfect too. But yeah, I minigun a bit, then I time the knife. See, you might have noticed this Knifeslash is not as good. But the point is that this Knifeslash doesn't matter as much because the first Knifeslash was very clean and the minigunning was good enough. So like this Knifeslash doesn't matter as much, right? So like that's why I think this strat is easier for super knife kill, because that first Knifeslash is so good that it just makes the fight way easier. But obviously if you're beginner, it's going to be harder to be good at this. So yeah, of course I timed the nade at the sparks again. Very consistent timing if your knife, you know, slash is consistent. Go for the 2 knives, turn around with the knife. Yeah, okay. This is the part that's different as well. Once again, I'm holding this like very clean angle here. Where I'm like, I do the knife turnaround like right here, you see I get it perfect. And I'm like, I feel like I'm like, you don't want to be too close, otherwise you'll hear the body shots and you hear like this like sloppy sound. You hear like that like that's the sound of eyes breaking. Like if it sounds like the G1 Knifeslashes, it means you're doing it wrong. Like where it's like drr, 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 where this is like sounds like wetter. But yeah, you want to be paying attention to if you hear like it sounds like a lot of eyes breaking, which is like this sound. Yeah, I'm holding this like beautiful. My knife angles in this video are beautiful. Where you're trying to just like, you're going for like this like downward angle. And you're like, you're not too high up so you hit his body here. You can't see my cursor, I think, unfortunately. But it's not that important. As long as you like go like in like this position. I didn't even notice that I was like inside him. That's kind of weird. But yeah, you're just trying to knife the stomach like if you don't get this turnaround, you probably have to go for like less Knifeslash, like 2 here. Like I think even like right here is probably good enough, and then like I got a couple extra eyes. And then you just go for it like right as he like stands up. The audio key here is like the sound he's about to make. So it's like bam, or like right as he stands up, and you can just tell he's dead. Man, now he's dead. And that's the primary difference, is just like these this knife angle is absurdly important for knife kill. Like I can tell you the eyes are good, but like this angle I do here is absolutely perfect. Where you're like in between his arm and his body, and you're not too close and you're not too far away. Too close means you'll hit the body. Too far away means you probably won't hit enough eyes. You want to just be like, yeah, like right about there. I'll show. And then yeah, I'm holding like this angle again. Hopefully this is useful. I can go over the minigunning too. So like in the dropped knife kill, I have very good minigunning here. And by minigunning, I'm talking about this section where he's on the ground crawling towards you. This part is actually important. The amount of extra claws you have to get is about a second. So like, I would say 5 is good enough. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like that's like 6. Like that's decent enough. But I start counting claws when the first actual claw comes down. Like, because when he first falls down, it's like 2 claws here to cling to the ground, and then it's 1 slamming, and then it's just kind of like a repetition. 5, 6. Like that's decent enough. And the angle I'm just trying to hold is like I'm trying to aim like at his middle section and going back and forth. Because if you go too high, you're going to miss a lot of eyes. I think my problem in this angle here is I'm a little too high. Well, I should probably be lower, and why going back and forth. Once again, I thought this was a better visual example of minigunning, but still kind of like bad. But this is important too, because you can get a super knife kill. If you get like 7 or like 8 claws, you're pretty much losing all the time you got from super knife kill to begin with. Like this is such a hidden time loss section. I would watch like what Curtis does as well, Like, I feel bad I don't have a good visual example, but this is, I would say, good enough. Just like wiggle back and forth, but I would aim lower than I'm aiming here, which is like more down, like you see the reticle, I would aim like one reticle amount down, because you're actually aiming a bit above the reticle shows you. So think about it as like above the reticle is kind of where your shots are landing, so you want to aim a bit below. And that goes for whenever you use the minigun. It's a bit below, but I think it depends on distance. But once again, I would just say, like, assume where your reticle is, you're not actually hitting. You're probably a bit above. Once again, that probably has to do with her moving the gun upward as she shoots. It's just it's a stupid mechanic, but something you have to get used to. But yeah, I don't really know what else to cover. I can talk about like mistakes and what they mean. So like here, I've seen some people, I knife here at a very good time. But if you're like knifing him when he's like already going to the wall, first of all, you're not going to be able to get a good angle because like half of his body is like inaccessible to you. Because like this angle, he's left no space for you to be in like a position like this. Because he will be right next to the wall and there's no room to go in between him. So you're essentially just getting like a very weak Knifeslash to begin with. And the fact that you're going to have to time your nade even later. So you really just want to like go, once again, just follow this two-step rule. But if you do get a later Knifeslash, I would time probably a later nade. So you're just like I would just like wait a little bit here, like half a second or more, and then throw it. Because you need to adjust to that, because that is something you can lose a lot of time to. Well, not lose a lot of time to. You could drop the knife kill from it, or drop the super. So also, you want to make sure what color the eyes are here too. And of course, you don't want to see eyes here. Like, if you see eyes here, that's the indication that your Knifeslash was too late. Or, like, well, it usually means your nade was too early. Because eyes respawned and weren't broken. Because the reason why you're timing your nade is so that the eyes... I feel bad for not mentioning this, but I'm mentioning it now, so it's not that bad. The eyes... You're waiting for eyes to spawn after the Knifeslash so that you're getting damage while like he's in like this like invulnerable like whatever. So yeah, that's why I don't want to see eyes here. If you see eyes here, like on his stomach, it means you once again threw the nade too early. Throwing the nade too late is not a problem unless the nade misses. Just remember that. A late nade is not bad as long as you break all of the eyes. Like, you can go for a later nade than the one I showed you. That one is just optimal timing with an optimal timed Knifeslash. Okay, so just remember that. The nade can be late as long as the nade does not miss. Like, if it misses and he doesn't fall off the wall, I would say the fight is pretty much over. I mean, you can't really salvage it. That's like 30 seconds. You just have to practice it. Like, if you keep going for like a late Knifeslash, or if you try to go for the timing I'm going for in these videos, you should be okay. And also the color, I was going to talk about the color of the eyes here, but I'll just talk about them right now. So the eyes respawn about now. I can tell you they look a bit like yellow, but obviously I'm not seeing this frame by frame in real time. But like, seeing red here is a good sign. Just means you gotta just knife a bit more. Okay, let me tell you something as a memorization trick. Okay, so with G4, no matter what strat you're doing, red means dead. So if the eyes spawn as red, it means he's pretty much dead. If they're like orange or like amber, it's fine. Like, he's probably dead too. Yellow, dude, that means like you're a fucking unlucky fellow. You're gonna be unhappy. Because yellow means you can't even get the knife kill. Multiple colored eyes, like, we're like, let me just like show you. Like, this was like, this is not like the, you can tell by the eyes here. Like, they pretty much, I think they spawn in red. Hold on. Like I knife here so quickly. What the hell is this? Look at this. What? Did I drop frames? This is crazy. Look at this. Oh, wait a second. Okay, never mind. But yeah, you see how it's like, that's a deep red. I can tell you based on playing it, that left eye, you see that? That's deep red. That's a good sign. Like this middle eye is kind of like, that's like still good too. You want to see that. But you don't, if you see all yellow, you're fucked. I'm sorry, but you're fucked. Like this is the way you can tell if your damage is good. And if you keep getting yellow here, or you keep getting like early eyes here, like eyes just are still here. Wait, can you see that when I do this? Hold on. No, you can't see the pop-up. Okay. Sorry, I'm just checking. If you keep getting like stray eyes when he's landed already, and you don't have to wait for them to spawn, it means, you know, early nade. And then also, like you want to see like red eyes here, or red eyes after a slash or two. Like that's pretty standard. Yeah, this is the wrong fight, actually. No, but the fundamentals stay the same, because this was a drop knife kill because I essentially timed my Knifeslash wrong. Like you saw, look at that beautiful angle, and then I like timed this so wrong. Like I didn't go for the extra slashes here on the Strat before. Sorry. I should just show you like this, for example. Like this one I think is a good example of eyes, but still. But no early eyes, and then they're red again. The only problem with that Strat before was as I dropped, I intentionally did a bad knife timing so that I didn't get super knife kill to show you what it does, what it looks like to drop it. But yeah, you want to see eyes like that after one slash at least. If you get all yellow, yeah, you can't even get a regular unless you play super, like unless you play perfect. If you see like a yellow one on like the left, and like most of them look like orange, you can probably still get regular knife kill. You just have to get like those 4 slashes pretty clean at the end. And I think that's pretty much it. I hope this is actually a good video. Yeah, that should have just about cover it. Thank you guys. I guess I'm on Twitch if you guys want to follow me or something, but not really streaming right now because I'm in school. Yeah, hopefully this was useful. If anyone has any questions or if I explained something poorly, please let me know. I plan on doing more tutorials, and I'll see you guys later.